Hello, my name is Madeline White, and today we're going to do some time traveling to ancient Egypt so you can learn a little more about the history behind the Egyptian number system. Numbers created by people in a different time in a different place. At first, Egyptians would use tally marks as a way to count things like cattle and sheep. However, as things developed, a writing system became necessary. The system became basically just an extension of tally marks. New symbols were added in order to represent larger magnitudes of value. The ancient Egyptians' writing system was hieroglyphic. This means the system was based on pictures. It began to develop around 3100 BC. As we continue to examine these numbers more closely, it is important to know that it is similar to modern-day mathematics. A base 10 or decimal system was used, just like many other ancient numerical systems. In a decimal system, each place value is equal to a power of 10. Until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone, the meaning behind the hieroglyphics could not be deciphered. The Rosetta Stone enabled scientists to understand hieroglyphics better. The Egypt number system was mostly used for measuring quantities such as time, distance, as well as measuring the Nile River's length, which varied seasonally. The Egyptians were known for their impressive mathematical skills, which could easily be seen through their ability to conquer creations and huge projects, like the constructions of the pyramids. And there you have it. That's the history behind the ancient Egypt number system.
Hello, my name is Rylan. I'm going to be converting from the Hindu-Arabic number system to the Egyptian number system. I'm going to start off with the numbers 1 through 5. In Hindu-Arabic, the first number is 1, and it looks like that. In Egyptian, it also looks the same. For the number 2, it is 2 lines. For number 3, in Egyptian, is 3 lines. For number 4, it's a little bit different. You start off the same way with the 1, but then for the next one, you go down below and finish off with the next 2 numbers. For number 5, it also looks a little bit different. You'll start with the 1, then you'll go down, then you'll come right back up, and then go down again and finish off with the 1. Those are what the numbers 1 through 5 look like in the Egyptian system. Now I'm going to do the numbers 1 through 1 million. For 1, it looks like that. In the Egyptian, obviously, like we covered, it looks like that, and they call this a stroke. For the number 10, it looks like that in the Hindu-Arabic. For the Egyptian numbers, it looks like a heel bone. For the number 100, in Egyptian, they call it a scroll. For the number 1000, in Egyptian, they call it a lotus flower. Now, for the number 10,000, the Egyptian number to that looks like a pointer finger. The number 100,000 looks like a fish. Now finally, 1 million. Egyptian, it looks like a person. That is what the Egyptian numbers look like, 1 through 1 million. Now, we're going to finish off with making the number 3,452 in the Egyptian number system. So you start off with 3 in the thousands place, which those are 3 lotus flowers. You have 1, 2, 3. Now the next, you have 4 in the hundreds place, and they call those scrolls. So you'll write down 4 scrolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in the tens place, you always have your heel bones. So you'll write out 5 heel bones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in the ones place, you have your 2. And that is just 2 strokes. 1, 2. So that is how you make the number 3,452 in the Egyptian number system.
Hi, and welcome to this portion of the ancient Egyptian problems. Before we get started, I want to show you guys what their symbols were for each of the numbers. So for us, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. To symbolize their numbers in the symbolics role, they would use straight marks that look like tallies for us. So for 1, it would go 1 tally, for 2 it would be 2 tallies, for 3 it would be 3 tallies, so on and so on. It isn't until actually the number 10, which looks like an upside down U, is when the symbols start changing. Now they do have a limited symbols to represent each number, but for 100 it's actually a small dot with a circle slowly trying to go around. I look at it as an almost similarly as an @ sign. Then we move to the 1000, and it's supposed to be symbolic to a flower, a rare type of flower that they used to have back then, I believe. I see it as a Pac-Man head with a stem and a half circle. And then to represent 10,000, they used a finger. Weird, but it's kind of cool. And then to symbolize the 100,000, they used a totem. And there's my nice attempt at a totem. And then to represent 1 million, it's actually a picture of an Egyptian male kneeling with his hands out. And then that's pretty much how they use their symbols. So if they wanted to show you the number, let's say 105, so they would use this symbol, and then they would have used 5 tallies. It would be 105. And they used several different symbols to get up to whatever numbers they needed. So with all that being said and me showing you what their symbols look like, let's move on to some examples. So example 1 is 7 plus 8. So before I give you the answer, I'm actually going to use the symbols that they had to solve it. So for 7, I'm going to draw their 7 tallies. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then over here, I am going to do the same thing. They use their symbol for 8. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to find the total of 7 plus 8, I'm actually going to count their symbols because it's easy for me. Alright, so So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. So if we wanted to use their symbols to also write out 15, it would actually be an upside down U with 5 tally marks. Alright, and let's move on to example number 2. So we are going to do 5 plus 9. And kind of like the first example, I am going to now write their symbols down to help me solve it. So their symbol for 5 was 5 tally marks. And then their symbol for 9 was Alright, and then to get the answer for 5 plus 9, I'm just going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to count all the tallies. So I have 9 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So to write this in their symbols, I am going to use, again, the symbol for 10, which is an upside down U, and 4 tallies. Alright, and on to example number 3. So example number 3 is 2 plus 10. So their symbol for that is that, and their symbol for 10 is, again, the upside down U. So 10 plus 2 is 12. And let me write that out in the way that they would have wrote it, which is kind of like that.
Hello, my name is Ann Diaz, and we're going to continue to learn about the ancient Egyptian numeration system. For an activity, we're going to be doing a color by number, or should I say color by hieroglyphics. Here's the worksheet, and first I want to explain the key. There's 2 sections of the key. There's the one section that's the numbers that correspond with the hieroglyphics, like 10 equals the heel, or 1,000 equals the lotus flower. And then there's the section that's the colors that equal the numbers. So red equals 1, or purple equals 10,000. So now you're going to look at the picture, and you're going to pick a hieroglyphic. So I'm going to pick the scroll. So then I'm going to look for the scroll on the first part of the key. And so I see that the scroll equals 100. Then I'm going to go over and find 100 on the color side. And you're going to see that yellow is 100. Then you're going to fill in that section. Once you have your section filled in, then you're going to repeat until all the hieroglyphic sections are colored in. Don't forget to put your name on your paper, and remember, neatness counts.
Hi, my name is Lydia, and I am in 1st grade, and I'm going to do the ancient Egyptian worksheet. I am going to color pink 100,000.
1,000.
1,000.
Thank you for watching our presentation on the ancient Egyptian numeration system. It's so cool how they use pictures from their civilization to represent their number system. I hope you enjoyed it.